What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are shining our spotlight on Hall of Fame Jim Neidhart. I was unfortunate enough to not have him for the second feud of this last Flash feud, but I was fortunate enough to get him one to 5 minutes after the feud ended because brain fart. I had 40 shards. I could have gotten them day one of the whole event off of the little boxes, but I was stupid and went for coins instead of shards. If I flipped it, reversed it, and everything else in between, I could have had Neidhart for the second feud, filling up the top row, but the hindsight's always 2020. So I'm super excited for Jim. I am planning on taking him 6-star silver. He will be replacing Hall of Fame X-Pac as my Hall of Fame technician. He is also going to be one of my backups for Cody. So if we run into a feud where yellows are reduced by 1,000%, then Jim's going to take over and do the most damage. From what I've seen thus far, Jim has 2 to 3 very strong builds. I will be checking out this back body drop just to kind of see what comes from that. But I'm more along the lines of curious as to what he does with his other builds first. We do know middle row turning into snowfalls doesn't really bode well for us. That means it's only going to be 3 rows potentially, and I'm not expecting a whole lot to come from this. Generally, cards that can fill the entire board with the color do very well, being like, Hall of Fame Michaels and stuff like that. Triple H with his Reinforce does double triggers, so that basically is an entire board. Jim's only doing half with that, so I'm not really too excited for it. The first build we're going to try off is, in my opinion, tied for first. I have not run these yet. I'm doing it live to get a general reaction off of it. And then the next build's going to be Triple Black. Triple Black is a little bit more exciting for me, solely because with this, I can actually put the drip plate on here and it will do wonders. But I'm more curious as to what it's going to do without a drip plate. Mainly because people who have this, if they don't have the drip plate, they need to know. This is definitely going to be the strongest one, in my opinion, strictly because of the secondary portion for the Tree of Woe stomps. We're going to deal 102,000 damage plus 63,165 bonus damage for every leech gem. Then we're going to deal another 102,000 damage and choose 7 gems to make into green gems. Ultimately, we are going to have some fun here doing the running drop kick, making 24 gems into leech gems, going into the Tree of Woe, then hitting the Anvil Flattener, which is doing a 7x4 area that we're going to swap into blue gems. Really, really excited to see what damage comes from this. Trainers that we're using, we're going the same way as we did with Tori and her build. We're going Lawler, Veers, Trick Theory, and King Sheamus. Now, the reason I'm doing King Sheamus over Tech Bailey is because the Anvil Flattener is a 7x4 area. It's consolidated, whereas the running drop kick is scattered. So we're going to hit less leech gems in the process. So going with King Sheamus is ultimately amplifying our finisher to the extent what it can do. The finisher is doing 1.7 million damage. That's insane. So I wasn't going to strap any medals to this, but now I'm going to, knowing that, or having that knowledge right there. So real quick, this is the reason why I always tell people have medals in reserve. Okay, I realize it takes up some space and stuff like that, but it helps in situations like this. So we should definitely be above 40 now. Yep. So all we're going to do is we're not doing anything fancy. We are just strictly going for our best possible course, which is our Furies. We're going to put this Fury onto him for our move damage. Doing 169% extra is always a plus. We'll strip Tori of hers. And this should offer a little bit of cushion, doing 66%. Correct? Yep, 66.25%. But we're increasing the finisher, which is where the big power comes from. Our belt. I was unfortunate enough to get a 40% all move. I really wish that was gem damage, but I will take the move damage because of that finisher. So we're going to go against solo because why the heck not? And let's just see where the chips fall. So if you're going down this route, during feud, I do highly recommend putting NWO Hogan on here. solely for the purpose that you don't have to break nearly as much of the gems as you would think. 388,000, we just dropped his health so much. So, okay, so we're going to go for green gems. This is probably going to cascade, knowing my luck. Every time I go for 9s, it cascades. Yep. It cascaded, which is fine. Another way you could do this, too, to amplify the ability is try and, unfortunately, you're going to have to pen. We took half his health away, by the way. I know you guys can't see that, but half his health is gone. So now we're going to hit the Anvil Flattener, hitting for 2.1, just flat damage alone. Going across the base of his spine here. Taking away some of the jugs. 3.7 mil. So ultimately, we're looking at 10 million flat from all this. If he gets up, I'm going to be surprised. Okay. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to run this one more time, and I'm going to lower my screen a little bit, so that way you can see the health. And the other thing we're going to do is, it's a little uncouth, but this is the best way I have found to navigate these waters. We're going to take off King Sheamus, and we're going to put on NWO Hogan. Now, I have found this to be the most effective way to run shit like this. So, same way with Tori. If you get Showboat, or if you get Hall of Fame Ray, I keep saying Showboat Ray. It's Hall of Fame Ray. He is a Showboat, but if you get Hall of Fame Ray, he's going to be here instead of Veers. That's just kind of the nature of the beast. We're going to go back in here. I will lower this down in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Lower it down. Now you should be able to see his health. Yep. So we're going to hit here. We have NWO Hogan on here now, so we don't have to worry about doing 9. So we can just simply do it. Go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So that's going to be 4 apiece. Should charge. Nope. And we cascaded again. Son of a nutcracker. As you can see, his health went down by almost half with that. The simple fact that we're cascading is just our unfortunate luck. Really, that's what that comes down to. And our finisher now is doing 2.1 million damage. Let's go across the top. There's more. Let's go here. Yeah, let's just go here. Because we got the 2 down here, might as well. Slap that around, doing 3.6 million damage. So ultimately, we're doing close to 10 million total between the moves. Yeah, definitely kicking out from that. Nah, that's okay. Now, one thing I do think would be a good hang is I think it's the Honky Blues. Break green, get blue. I think that's probably something that's going to be worthwhile for you to invest in off the wall. He's done, so I'm not really too concerned here. I'm not going to hit the other move because there's really no reason to. No reason to go through the double motion animation. And he's finished. Very solid. Very solid. The only thing I think bad about this is you have a potential to cascade. So pick and choose where you go. One way, I was avoiding the leech gems for some stupid reason. But ultimately, place them where you can place them where they're not going to cascade. And now it's time for the build that I think is going to be the absolute strongest and the one I am most excited for. So before I switch over trainers, I just want to read out the base damages. So our Anvilizer, we're generating 40 random gems and doing 294,000 damage for 4 turns. While submission gems are on the gem board, remaining submission gems turn into X-Break gems. Our Discus Punch, we're going to deal 241,000 damage and deal 989,000 bleed damage to your opponent for 4 turns. That's silly. That's good damage. Our Forearm Club, we're going to do 366,481 damage and make 30 X-Break gems into black gems. Obviously, Ronda Jacket is going to be your best one here. Ronda Jacket is going to make this worthwhile. Okay, so if you have Ronda Jacket, by all means, slap it on Anvil. It will be the strongest plate to put on for this build. We're going to be going down and grabbing Xavier. We're going to be grabbing Asuka, or not Asuka. Who the hell is it? Is it Asuka? That's not Asuka. We're going to grab Nikki Cross. I should have known better. We're going to grab Nikki. And the main reason we're grabbing Nikki is the 100% across the board here for the submission, doing 588,000 damage for 4 turns. That's a good chunk of damage out the gate, and I personally appreciate that 10 times more. Our gem damage, we're going to be going with Omos. First time I'm going to be able to use Omos. If you don't have Omos, which a lot of people don't have Omos, it took me 2 years roughly to get Omos. So if you don't have them, don't worry. You can go and switch out Omos for Kairi Sane. You can switch out Omos for King Sheamus, either one. Which actually, let's do that. I'd rather do the bleed than anything else. I wanted that bleed to be above 1 million. So Kairi is only 25%. So we're going to go with King Woods. If you have Kairi, work up Kairi. We're going to be doing over 1 million damage now on that bleed, which clearly is not Zombie Bianca damage. But this is going to be happening, which I need to set this up real quick. Hold on. Always make sure to put the moves in the order with which you want to hit them. It will save you some time. So how we want to run this is since we're not running drip plate, we want to go and do the discus punch, then do the anvilizer. That's going to be 6 million damage ripped clean from their domes. Okay? That is the best possible route with this setup. Now, if you're lucky enough to have the top row and you have the chase card for that month, if you put Anvil in the top row, clearly you can get rid of Nikki Cross, and you could go in and use Apollo Creed. Doing 150% would be a lot better. But I think it balances out, to be honest. One way or another, you're doing a significant amount of damage. And let's hit here, see what this does. Boom. 1.7, not bad. We are ripping their life apart. This is our plastic fork. And turn 2, done. Just hit it and quit it. That's what it comes down to. Just hit it and quit it. The bleed's doing the work. The submission's making sure the bleed works. Everything about that just makes me happy. Like I said, I understand you can't see the health bar, but you saw how fast it went. Okay, so in the first turn, we took away half the health. The second turn, we blew up the board, doing a little bit more damage. And at the end of it, we knocked him completely out. Now let's see what that damage looks like without Zombie Edge here. We'll go complete move damage for people who don't have Zombie Edge. We'll go with Kairi. Okay, Kairi's is adding 200,000 roughly on the damage. Now, Kairi does get better at 6-star bronze. She's doing 40%. So right now we are at her second highest. No, sorry, that's 5-star gold. Or 6-star silver. That's 5-star gold. Oh, 6-star silver. I don't know, let's find out. Nah, I'm not wasting those. Never mind. All right, so we're at 25%. She does go up to 40, so between King Woods and her, she would be a grand total of 90%. Let's switch off Nikki Cross here, just for funsies. This is for top row. And we'll go with Apollo. Apollo Creed, 150%. So now we're doing 2.2 million damage. So 8 million for that. Actually, I think we're doing about the same. So we'll just have fun with it. Screw it. I don't see the point. Why not? I want to have fun with this. Like I just do. So this is what the damage is going to look like. Let's lower this back down. Now you can see his health bar. We're sitting at 13 million health for our nice little solo here. We've slapped him in the face a few times. Just watch the health bar vanish. It's just going away on a level I can't even express. Is too powerful for words. And then we'll hit this and we'll just pin him. 2 turns. Clearly, a little bit better. Just a little bit. So for feuds, that's top row. Basically, if you can get the +3 charge, you're golden. You're just simply golden. Let's see what the MP looks like. I think it's 7. Let's see if there's a way we can do it without being on the top row. Is it 7? It is 7. So another way you could potentially do this is switch off Kairi for Santa Hogan. So that's 4, 5, and then 6 from the line if it's on the middle row. 7. So yeah, switch out Kyrie for this is actually capable of. Let's see what it looks like with Santa Hogan. I mean, screw it. Why not? It's 2 turns of our life. Might as well. So we're doing 2 million flat. So I see this going relatively well. I don't see it not going well. This is for middle row purposes. Bring that back down. There we go. Now you can see the health bar again. Let's go and slap the bleed. Hit our submission. It's just too easy. Now, another thing I am thinking here is if drip plate's on here, doing the submission first and then hitting the bleed, then hitting the generator. Might work, might not. We never know. We're doing a little bit less, but hopefully the line bonus, gives a little bit of loving. But this is focusing bleed moves. The other one was focusing submission. The other one, leash gem. I don't see any problems with these whatsoever. Like I said, I really don't want to do the triple green because I don't think the triple green is going to play dividends. The only reason why I would recommend triple green at all is solely for sheet plate. Let's load this up real quick. Let's just show. Might as well. I don't see this moving mountains, ultimately. So if we were going to go down this route, let's go move charge. We'll go with animal who is not on anybody right now. I always assume animal is on somebody 99% of the time. And then we'll go move damage. We'll throw on Chad Gable here for 150%. We're going to be focusing all. Yeah, we're going to be focusing every little bit of our damage into moves. I'm going to play this like I'm going to play it if he's on middle row. That's what I'm going to play this as. And we'll go Showboat Luger. So we'll do kind of a hybrid here. Now, ideally, what I would like to see is what's the plate or metal? The 200% green, but I don't think I have enough plates or metals left over. Oh, I might actually. Let's recycle all of these. We'll grind out some later. See if we can get up to 40. I doubt it, but oh, hey, we got up to 40. Heck yeah. Again, keep them in reserves for a reason. In use. Nikita, I gotta take your metal. Slap this over here. Boom. Let's just see what this damage looks like. I'm a little nervous about this because I know his moves are going to be charged. I'm just a little bit nervous. Just a little bit nervous. So 1 million damage here. Nice. That's not bad. 1 million damage here. So this means ultimately you're going to get hit. Why didn't that one break? Weird. Oh, it's 7 across here and it's only 6. Never mind. I figured out my reasonings. So him putting those there does help. All right, let's see. Our finisher is sitting at 8 million damage. Honestly, just between the damage alone, this might actually be viable. Oh, crap. Oh, okay. No, we don't have to worry about that. We're good. That was just, if you have sheep plate, then that puts this over 10. 7x4 area, finishing the top. I guess this actually does do really well. Go figure. Yeah, he's done. So it's doing 10 million damage right there. All right. I stand corrected, which honestly, I don't mind being corrected on this one. That's pretty significant. That's pretty strong. So Anvil has 3 very solid builds that we located today. I'm sure there's probably one I missed out on. But ultimately, okay, so for shits and giggle purposes, there are 3 very strong builds. So there is a potential 4th, but it will take a minute to get there, which would be Tree of Woe Stomps, the running drop kick, and the discus punch. And you would need the plate that you break green, get black. which is kind of rare to get. Some people have it, some people don't. You could also do the ultimate plate on him. Let's see. I do have the capabilities of putting it on here when I get my plates redone. You could also put on the Kevin Owens show. When you break 4 green gems, generate 10 random black gems. That could help. No, that doesn't help because it's blue. Never mind. That doesn't help. Oh, no, it does. It does because you're doing the black gems for the Tree of Woe or the Discus Punch. So, yeah, this is what would work there. You could do this and hope that it charges it up for turn 2, just as a nice little tip of the cap, which may be something I go down later on. Break black, get green, Pray of the Night. So you could combine these, actually, which I might wind up doing because that looks like fun. But you could do this route. You could do break black or break green, get blue. So La Familia plate. Or no, sorry, Honky Tonk plate. Could go down this route, doubling it up a little bit. Another route to go with. There's multiple routes you can go with this. A lot of really weird combinations that you wouldn't suspect. So that does help out quite a bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. With all that being said, Jim and I are going to leave you the same way I always leave you. Life can be fun if you allow it to be. We'll see you in the next video.